Celebrities often find themselves embroiled in scandalous situations that dominate the news cycle. From cheating allegations to tragic deaths, these dramas capture public attention like no other. Thus, the celebs are most likely to keep it to themselves. Gisele Bündchen addresses her dating life after Tom Brady's divorce. Around the same time, Jada Pinkett Smith disclosed during her book tour that she and Will Smith had been leading separate lives since 2016, despite outward displays of loyalty. These revelations highlight the possibility of keeping secrets even in the public eye. Today we will reveal secrets that celebrities have promised to take with them to the grave but somehow were made public. These are secrets that will shock you to the core. So subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads. Now without further ado, let's get started. Known for his award-winning performances and his laid-back on-screen personality, Woody Harrelson's life might seem charmed in practically every way. Over the years, however, the actor's hard-partying and demanding career have taken their toll. This is the tragic real-life story of Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson rose to fame through his role in the popular television show Cheers. He believed the classic sitcom marked the highest point of his career after he couldn't find any more work. Harrelson gained fame for acting as Woody Boyd in the 1980s sitcom Cheers before transitioning to a successful film career. Surprisingly, the actor had reservations about contributing his skills to television. Despite everything, he decided to audition for the role. Woodrow Tracy Harrelson was born in Texas to Diane and Charles Void Harrelson. His father was a convicted hitman who was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of federal judge John H. Wood Jr. in 1979. Harrelson revealed that his father was rarely around during his teen years. Harrelson's family lived in poverty, depending on his mother's meager income. He was a student at the Briarwood School in Houston, Texas, but in 1973, he moved to Lebanon, Ohio. He completed his studies in 1979 and worked at a park until graduation. But he, deep down, knew he wanted to be something else, or someone else, an actor. In his early 20s, Woody Harrelson considered an entirely different career than acting. Instead, he was seriously entertaining the notion of becoming a cop or a member of the FBI or Secret Service. But after an incident that landed him in jail for a night, he decided to give up and take another path. It all began when the star and a friend were stopped for jaywalking. The actor claimed he didn't have identification, but the officer caught him in the lie and probably realized he to have had an ID to enter the local bars. The police officer then proceeded to, in Harrelson's words, smash him against the wall a couple of times, before the actor pushed off the cop and ran away. But his getaway was short-lived as the officer soon called for backup. While he was in the police van, the officers stopped to arrest another man. Once the doors opened, Harrelson ran away for a second time. The chase ended quickly. Harrelson wound up with a face full of mace, and he spent the night in jail. Harrelson realized he was heading down a dangerous road. He confessed that his success from the show and following movie roles fell short. The actor from Zombieland yearned for greater pride in the film industry, yet as his success grew, so did his sense of emptiness. In Hollywood, whatever you have is never enough. He found himself desiring more, achieving a level of success that many can only dream of. He yearned to venture into the world of movies, and his desires never allowed him to relax. Early in his career, things were going perfectly for Woody Harrelson. After landing his successful role on Cheers, he exploded in popularity with his role in White Men Can't Jump, alongside the then controversial actor Wesley Snipes. Afterward, he starred in Oliver Stone's Natural Born Killers. Not only did the film have a hugely famous director, but a young Quentin Tarantino wrote the original script. However, The movie was highly controversial because of its subject matter and violent themes. A few years after Natural Born Killers, Harrelson portrayed hustler publisher Larry Flynt in The People vs. Larry Flynt, which earned him a Best Actor nomination at the Academy Awards. But once again, Harrelson was caught up in controversy about the film, specifically, the famed feminist Gloria Steinem's campaign to discourage moviegoers from seeing it. Despite enjoying a long and impressive career, Harrelson has still made some missteps. In an interview with GQ, the actor recalled the moment he considers his biggest regret. At the time, Harrelson was in Los Angeles working on a play alongside the famous actor-director John Cassavetes. The younger Harrelson, then in his mid-20s, was in the running for a movie set to film in Rome, so he bailed on the stage show with Cassavetes, but Harrelson ended up not getting the part in Italy. Though he claims Cassavetes would have let him back in the play, Harrelson never returned. Though Harrelson admitted that professionally it may not have hurt his career chances, he messed up on a personal level. Many people dream of making it big in Hollywood, but a megastar's life comes with its fair share of downfalls. As he grew older and started a family, the same hard work that made Harrelson famous began to impact his life. He once told NPR, "I feel like I've probably just spent too much time running around doing these movies. I just need to chill out and spend some time at home, I think." Elvis Presley is regarded as the king and the only real iconoclast of rock and roll. He embodies pop cultural perfection. However, his ominous behavior throughout his chaotic personal life left a path of devastation in his wake. There's no questioning his musical prowess. He helped deliver rock and roll to the masses in a way that touched on previously untapped territory in the public psyche. He single-handedly altered the Western cultural landscape, and Elvis's imprint can still be felt to this day. Elvis met his wife Priscilla when she was 14 years old while serving in the army in Germany in 1959. At the time, he was 24 years old. However, despite the illegality of their relationship, he continued to make advances. After he returned to the United States, they did not see each other in person until 1962, although they maintained regular phone contact throughout this time before marrying in 1967 when she was 22. Throughout their relationship, Elvis was promiscuous and never committed to Priscilla, which led to their divorce in 1973. Priscilla was not the only teenage female Elvis supposedly dated during his peak of celebrity. He utilized his influence to manipulate young, impressionable audiences wherever he went on tour. According to Joel Williamson, author of Elvis Presley, A Southern Life, 2 years before Elvis met his future bride, he went on tour with 3 14-year-old girls who were up for pillow fights, tickling, kissing, and cuddling. Williamson's book also alleges that Presley had a 15-year-old girlfriend when he was 19, and that the singer was obsessed with virginity. Elvis was a manipulator with incredibly dominating behavior patterns, and he could become violent. He met Ginger Alden when she was 20, and he was 41. She was a pageant queen whom he planned to marry, but their relationship was strained. His treatment of her was awful, and the two were always arguing during their time together. After one argument, he allegedly directed one of his aides to pop the tires on Alden's car so she couldn't leave his house. And on another occasion, as she drove away after a quarrel, he was accused of shooting her. The couple were engaged to be married, but their turbulent relationship never progressed that far. Thompson, who dated Elvis after his marriage to Priscilla ended, was young and naive at the time. He allegedly told her,
"I want to preserve you for as long as you need."
Which sounds very disturbing. During his tours, Elvis reportedly used his influence to sway young admirers. According to Joel Williamson, who published a history book about Elvis 2 years before meeting his future wife, the star brought a group of 3 females on tour for pillow fights, tickling, and hugging. These revelations shed light on the darker facets of Elvis Presley's relationships and behaviors. In 1963, at the tender age of 10, Tim Dick's curiosity led him to sneak a bottle of whiskey from his friend's house. Inspired by his idolized cowboy figures from television, he imagined whiskey to be a refreshing drink, ideal for quenching thirst in the heat of the desert. However, The reality was starkly different. After downing a full glass, the taste resembled gasoline, and his chest burned with discomfort. Despite this unpleasant experience, Tim's fascination with whiskey persisted. Believing that watering it down might improve its flavor, he continued to clandestinely sample the liquor from his friends' cabinets over the next year. Tragedy struck when Tim's father, whom he was close to, died in a car accident when he was just 11 years old. Struggling to cope with the grief of losing his father, Tim turned to alcohol as a means of escape. With time, Tim's drinking escalated, yet he managed to conceal his struggles remarkably well. He completed high school and college, all the while battling with alcoholism beneath the surface, a secret known only to himself. After graduating from college and living independently in Michigan, Tim Dick found himself without the structure or intervention necessary to curb his growing substance abuse issues. His drinking spiraled out of control, and he soon ventured into the world of drug use and distribution, primarily dealing cocaine. In 1978, at the age of 25, Tim and his partner in crime were gearing up for what promised to be the largest drug deal of their careers. The stakes were high, as they prepared to sell approximately 1.5 pounds of cocaine to a buyer named Michael Pfeiffer for a staggering $42,000. Adjusted for inflation, this would equate to around $200,000 in 2024. In anticipation of their lucrative drug deal, Tim and his partner decided to conduct the transaction inside a public airport, believing it would add an extra layer of security. On the day of the exchange, Tim carefully packed the 1.5 pounds of cocaine into a brown Adidas gym bag, along with a key lock for added protection. Driving to Kalamazoo International Airport in Michigan, Tim parked near the front entrance and waited for his partner to arrive. Once his partner joined him, they casually strolled into the airport, keeping an eye out for Michael Pfeiffer, their buyer. Spotting him against a wall as agreed, Tim and his partner discreetly made their way to a nearby locker room. Inside, Tim secured the bag of drugs in a locker, using the key lock to seal it shut. Returning to the main terminal, Tim approached Michael and handed him the key to the locker, indicating where the drugs were stored. With minimal interaction, Michael accepted the key and made his way to retrieve the goods from the locker room. As Michael, the undercover police officer, retrieved the bag of drugs from the locker, Tim and his partner anxiously awaited their expected payout. However, their hopes were crushed when Michael, instead of handing over the money, drew a gun and declared their arrest. It was revealed that Michael had been trailing Tim and his partner for months as part of a sting operation. Caught attempting to sell more than 650 grams of cocaine, Tim and his partner faced the possibility of a life sentence, according to the law at the time. To mitigate his punishment, Tim struck a deal, offering information about other drug dealers in exchange for a reduced sentence. Ultimately, Tim served 2 years and 4 months in a federal prison. Although his time behind bars was arduous, Tim found solace in humor, using his comedic talents to connect with fellow inmates and lighten the atmosphere amidst the bleakness of prison life. Through persistence and resilience, Tim not only survived but also emerged from his ordeal with a newfound sense of maturity and perspective. After his release from prison in 1981, Tim Allen channeled his comedic talents into a career in comedy. 4 years later, he achieved widespread recognition when he landed the starring role on the hit TV show Home Improvement. This marked the beginning of a successful acting career, with Tim appearing in numerous movies and TV shows. However, his most iconic role came as a voice actor in the beloved Toy Story movie series, where he brought the character Buzz Lightyear to life. Despite his success in the entertainment industry, Tim remained committed to maintaining his sobriety, a journey he had embarked on decades earlier. Today, Tim Allen continues to entertain audiences with his performances, while also serving as an inspiration for those overcoming personal challenges. His resilience and dedication to sobriety stand as a testament to his strength and determination. If you have made it this far, Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. If you're interested in this story and crave more, then check out the other stories on the channel. If you have a topic suggestion, please send it to the email in the description. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. So, until next time, keep your eyes open and stay curious.